Closer to the mic, please.
So Seth, for most of the year you were number 1. For most of the week you were number 2. Today you slide to number 4. Is there any disappointment in that for you, or are you just happy to be a Predator?
Not really. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about going to those teams. But at the same time, I'm excited to be a Predator, and you know, obviously Shea Weber's there. He's a great player, and they have a lot of other great players, and I'm happy to be a part of the organization.
Are you aware of the teams and their needs that may explain to you going number 4?
I am aware of the needs of the team, but you know, this is where I ended up, so I'm extremely happy, and I'm not going to complain.
You met with Florida on Saturday?
Yep.
The meeting there, was there any indication of maybe the
Not really. It was kind of just another general meeting. It was pretty similar to when I met with them at the Combine, and you know, just asked me a couple hockey questions, not too deep. Weren't soul searching, so I mean, they didn't really give me any hints.
Seth, what do you know about the Preds just in general? Like, what did David Boyle say to you, Barry Trotz, in the very brief meeting you just had with them?
I didn't really have a meeting with them, but you know, I know like they have a pretty good D. You know, Shea Weber, like I said, back there, and you know, Mike Fisher. I think you guys just got Forsberg traded for him, I believe, and so. I think there's a lot of potential there, and hopefully I can come in and help the team next year.
How do you feel about the prospects of playing with a guy like Weber?
Unbelievable. I mean, he's one of the top defensemen in the league, and he's been that way for so many years now, and he's very experienced, and I think he can help a guy like me, especially being so young, come in and really help the team.
Does a situation like this make you want to prove the people who didn't pick you 1, 2, or 3 wrong? Give you extra fuel?
Yeah, well, I'm competitive. Competitive nature, and I get that from my parents. And yeah, you definitely want to prove them wrong, and you definitely want to show them why they should have picked you. So, you know, that's not my only goal next year, but it's definitely on my list.
Do you know Shea Weber at all? Have you ever corresponded with him? He's a Western League guy too.
Yeah, I know he is, but I've never spoken to him.
What do you envision for yourself next year with the Preds? As you said, you know, you can help the team out next year. I mean, if you're able to slide in next year, what do you think you can do?
Well, I think I can be a solid defenseman. You know, as long as I produce a little bit offensively as well. I know people say it takes time for defensemen to really grow in the league, and a couple of years at least. So hopefully I can improve that theory wrong.
Seth, was it difficult waiting for all of this? I would imagine you're glad it's over.
Yeah, I am extremely glad it's over. This has been a long time coming, and it seems like the past couple of years have just been dragged on. And then when I got here, it seems like it's been dragged on. I got here Wednesday night, so I try to keep myself busy.
Seth, now that it is over, do you have any idea of what you're getting yourself into in the professional hockey? A
little bit. I mean, just growing up watching, and you know, my dad was a professional athlete, not in hockey, but he knows about the travel and the schedule and stuff like that. So I do a little bit, but I think you can't really say you do until you play there.
Have you gone to him for any advice about just being a professional athlete and sort of just the travel and everything, things that go into it?
Yeah, well, he gives me advice all the time, but you know, it's always good advice, and it's always, you know, just a little stuff. It doesn't have to be something big. It's just something little that he throws out there every once in a while about being a pro.
In your meetings with the Preds, did you get a sense from them? Did they think that you'd be available?
I don't think they did. I just, I really don't think they did. So, in the meeting, I mean, it was, again, general. Didn't really give me hints or clues about
They often say that the road to Nashville is paved through their AHL team in Milwaukee. Do you have any thoughts on if they want you to go there first?
Well, I couldn't go there next year. I would have to go back to Portland, but hopefully that's not the case.
Have you given it any thought, but with the realignment in Nashville, and obviously being from Dallas, you're going to have an opportunity to play in front of your hometown. Is that anything you considered?
Not really. I haven't thought about that at all.
Are you prepared mentally? Because Colorado sort of stayed with my game. Are you prepared mentally not to get number 1? Was more still a shot? Just kind of taste.
Well, I wasn't. I mean, I was obviously prepared from what they've said the past couple of days or the past week, but you know, anything could have happened. They could have traded it to someone. They could have, you know. I mean, you don't know where you're going until you hear your name or don't hear your name. So, you know, it's just a waiting game.
Is it
Not really. Whether I was, first, fourth here in Nashville, second round, I'd still try to go in and make the team.
How tough is it, Seth, to have the expectations of one, obviously, but then just kind of not have any control of the situation? How tough is that on a player?
It is tough to not have any control, and you feel like you didn't do all that you could during the season, but I don't think that's the case here. And I thought I had a pretty good season as a rookie in the WHL, and had a pretty good Memorial Cup, but you got to give it to those forwards. They had a great season as well.
Have you talked to Brendan Leipzig? He's also a Predators prospect, your teammate in Portland.
I have not talked to him yet. I haven't got a chance to get my phone.
But
Just
as far
the whole
as
storyline with you as a little kid watching the Avalanche, lift the cup, and Joe Sakic lift the cup. I mean, some people refer to it as a fairy story, a fairy tale. Is it a disappointment that somehow didn't pan out?
Yeah, it definitely sounded too good to be true, and it turned out that way. But not really. I mean, I'm not unhappy that they didn't choose me. I mean, that was their decision, and that's what they thought would be best for their organization, and you got to respect that.
What do the Winterhawks mean for your development this season, Seth?
A lot. I give full credit to them for a lot that's obviously panned over in the past year, and I played with a lot of great players there, and a lot of veterans really took me in and helped me throughout the way, and the coaching staff did a great job as well. So I'm very happy that I played for it, and I wouldn't have done it anywhere else.
Do you know Phil Housley? Have you worked with him? Are you excited maybe to work with him?
I do know Phil. He was my coach at World Juniors, and I loved the way he coached. He was just great all around. When he needed to be rowdy, he was. When he needed to calm down a little bit, he did that. So he was perfect for us. For me.
Seth, the talking to Coach Johnson about your season last year, and talking about the development as you kind of walk into camp in a few weeks. They said the skating's always going to be there. It's always going to be skating as you start to develop your skates to NHL. Where's your skill set right now, do you think, personally, in terms of X's and O's and your mechanics?
To play in the league, play NHL next year? I mean, I think I have the potential to play in the NHL next year, but nothing's guaranteed in this line of work, and you got to earn where you play. So I'm going to go into camp and try to earn a spot.
Are you surprised the Panthers passed on you, Seth?
I mean, not really. Yes and no a little bit. It's the business, how it works, and that's what they thought they needed to win. That's what they went with. So like I said, same with Colorado. You got to respect their decision. You got to respect Tampa's decision.
Because at the end of the day, this is really about the organization, right? I mean, not the number. People always think about this winner-take-all mentality with this, but it really isn't like that.
What I mean?
Well, it's about the sweater that you wear.
Oh yeah,
not the number you wear.
Yeah, and a lot of organizations nowadays are really good, and wherever you get drafted, you're going to be happy with it. And personally, I'm extremely happy with where I'm at.
Does it add to the excitement that the Preds have been a team that have drafted and developed defensemen, not only Weber but Suter and Roman Yeltsin?
Yeah, for sure. They have a lot of good defensemen in the past and still do. So I'm excited to go in and learn from guys like Weber to help better myself.
You talked about your time at the National Team Development Program.
It helped me a ton. I went there to develop on and off the ice, and we work out really hard there. And I came out of there, weighing 20, 25 pounds heavier than after 2 years. So that was my main goal when I went there, and it happened. It definitely played a huge part in my career. And, I'm very thankful to win. I hope so. I'm going to do whatever I can to make it, but that's ultimately up to the coaches and the staff. Yeah, hopefully I can make it. Yeah, that's my goal. That's what I'm going to work after this summer. Starting this week when I get back home, and obviously I have the development camp in Nashville. And you got to earn your spot. I knew I was going to go to a good place, and you don't need to go first overall or high to have a good career. So I knew that coming in, so I wasn't too worried.
What was the feeling, Seth, to get finally hear your name called?
Excitement. I felt like after the first three, I felt like it was never going to come, and the 3 minutes kept getting longer and longer, and No, but I'm happy now and wouldn't have it any other way.
Do you think you can have a big impact on the kids playing in Nashville? You played in Texas, and Nashville's growing. It's been growing now for a while, but it's still been growing.
Yeah, I do. I'm not going to put all that weight on my shoulders specifically. I think the organization has done a good job of doing that. If that means me going in there and helping that and being a good role model to young kids, then that's what it is.
Seth, you're on your way to Music City. What do you know about country music?
A lot, actually. I love country, to be honest. I listen to it a lot, actually.
So at what point in your development, you know the story about the skate, everything on there. Did defensemen come into play? At what point did someone tell you to do that? Did someone fell in love with the position?
To do what?
To play defenseman.
No, I've always played D. I don't know why. I just I liked it a little better than forward. I think you can see and read the play a little bit more. It's not always go, kind of like a forward. But yeah, I kind of like seeing the play develop defense.
We'll talk about how the experience of the World Juniors helped you grow as a player and,
Well, I played with a lot of good players there. And, it was a phenomenal tournament. We didn't get off to a great start, but we finished strong. You have a lot of NHL prospects that I played with and against, so it's good to do that and really challenge yourself, and that's exactly what happened there. Myself and the whole team had to play great to win that tournament, and we did.